Blessed be the God Emperor. You already know. So just wanted to play some Space Marines 2, but I ain't feel like playing online, so I was about to play offline with my own mods. I'm about to just go ahead and try to max out my tactical class. I already prestige twice with it, and I found out the max is prestige ring 4. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start worrying about the other ones. I've only prestiged in two classes, the tactical and the vanguard. I started off vanguarding because I thought that was like the best class, but I ain't gonna lie, I've come to like tactical a lot. Nice, simple. Not even gonna lie, chainsword kind of guy. No offense to power swords out there or power axes. I ain't gonna lie, power axes is good. If you use a combat knife, I'm gonna tell you right now, you goaded. Because me personally, I don't like combat knives. Just really don't like the combat knives. Good chainsword, I slay any fight. You know. So, also I do like that because it's been a while since I played Space Marines 2. Besides, like just recently, I'm not talking about like within this month and last month. I just been started last month, but like I did have a break from last summer, last fall of 25. So I didn't get to play it too much over the winter season of 25, 26. Like I said, I just got back into being able to play this last month in May. And of course, I'm addicted because, as an avid member of the Astra Militarum, who is on the front lines for the God Emperor of mankind, the master of mankind himself, purging Xenos heretic filth in the name of not getting shot by my commissar. You know, so I just been on this heavy. Sometimes I play online with other people. Sometimes most of the time I really just don't feel like it. It makes it harder to get through these operations playing solo. Because if you take a mortar wound and you go down again, then it's just GG's. And just like Dark Tide, clearing a mission can be pretty lengthy. Most people usually just like blaze through to make it quick as possible. Me, I like to take my time and actually walk around, see if I can find a gene seed, see if I can find armory data, see if I can, find the data pads data slates that I may have missed. Um, and overall, I ain't gonna lie, I just like taking my time. So usually, me doing these missions by myself does take a little bit longer. However, it's more satisfying to me, and that's how I'm gonna do it. So you can eat it. Also, like I said, I was about to say when I got kind of off track is the fact that I like the way that the bots work, because back then like the bots used to just be straight like basic ultramarine blue, no special like armor customization bots. Now the bots are actually based off of your class customization. So like that heavy right there, that's my heavy. The assault class, that's my assault class. Which I kind of just went ahead, since I noticed it did it. I kind of made overall paint scheme. This is my own chapter. I didn't feel like making a bunch of Alpha Legionnaires because I don't have I want the scales. I'm not even gonna hold you. I want the scales for the army for the Alpha Legionnaire. But I do like the fact that I can now put the Iron Warriors decal on the pauldron. I finally unlocked that decal. I mean, it's simple, but I like it. It's the reason why I kind of like this game. Period is just because it's a simple fact that it has a little bit of everything from all the different legions and chapters, whether it be Royalist or Chaos faction. Um, so the customization on this is really amazing. Also like how they've been adding them. Now I will say it sucks that some of the DLC is like straight pay. Like the the Archangel's pack because I would definitely like to, kit up my bulwark with the robes and whatnot. But you know what? I'll grind out the Windows entry. I do like how they added that new stratagem system with the new, I guess, shop for the points that you can unlock. So that's cool. I actually was able to grab, like for example, if you look closely on my assault character in the back, that's a Space Wolf helmet because it's of course Space Wolf. My assault class. The original paint job is a Space Wolf paint job. Well, yeah, well, not really original, but that's his current paint job for individuality. But like before that, my assault class was like pre-heresy Warhounds paint job with the all white, blue pauldron, gold trim, red helmet, thunder hammer, ground pound, beast of man, transbeam, space marines, and stargates, whatever you want to call it. But ever since they dropped like the DLC for like the voices and everything, I went ahead and gave it the Space Wolf voice pack. So I went ahead and just made it Space Wolf. And I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of satisfying, like having him jump in the air with his boots and he just starts howling as you just slam into the ground. So I mean, I do like the fact that they added the personality. Like the fact everything they've done with this so far has been good. The new class is awesome. The Tech Marines is lit. Honestly, I really feel like they need to add
a company of Canadian infantry mobilized against the Thousand Sons on Avarax. However, our forces never reached their objective at the Ecclesiarchy Cathedral. Reports suggest they are overwhelmed by the Tyranid swarm. Rally the Cadian forces, repel the Tyranids, then disrupt the Thousand Sons' plans at the Cathedral. Seek out Major Kivar of the 22nd Company on the battlefield. Repel the Xenos. Eradicate the traitor forces.
Confirmed, Captain. We shall seize Captain.
We're receiving this. The swarm is consuming our position. We cannot
well,
hold the cathedral.
Fucking mutants.
This is Squad Viridian of the 2nd Company of the Ultramarines. We are on our way.
Ultramarines. Praise the Emperor. The Xenos were almost so fast. They tore right through us.
Calm yourself and point us towards Major Kivar.
The Xenos got him. Major Kivar is gone.
Come here, cousin.
Transferred command to me. I am Commander Rotel, 22nd Company. It is my duty to secure the Cathedral Gate Station as our fallback point. Focus fire and stand fast, Commander. We are on our way.
I'm about to say, yeah, for some reason, it froze up on him. But we'll just chalk it up as just warming up. Oh, what a...
We have dispatched the mutant.
Hear that wet sound? I love it. Also, I don't know what's going on. My sound is messed up. Like, what the hell? Yeah, with helmets on. What's the audio? I mean, I don't even know if this will fix it. That sounds a little better now.
Into the fray, Viridian.
Nope, didn't fix the sound. you know what? We're not gonna hear no chainsaws born. We're just gonna be hearing wet sounds.
Is this the glory
Like-
Magnus promised you?
Sing you. Wow. This is what the Empress dictated to listen to. So you're gonna listen to my voice talking about how much I love 40K and the sounds of squishy Xenos being purged.
Destroy those minds.
Poem almost. But
Give cleanse
like-
Xeno stain.
I've been talking about like my brothers. They all know like I'm a big 40K head. I got into 40K. I think it was like right before my second daughter was born. So actually, it's about
With
actually
bows
around
and
that time.
flames shall we smite them.
What was the game called? I think it was Battle Sector. Yeah, it was 40K Battle Sector. It was on the Xbox Game Pass. Never knew what the hell it was.
Never
Didn't know anything
hesitate
about
fulfilling
40K,
his
whatever,
will.
none of that. Downloaded the game, started playing it, and was just blown away. I was like, oh my god, it's like these bugs and like these
My
superhuman
war gear is
and like
satisfied.
these guns sound real good. The sound of the bolter, that's what it was that really got me. It was just hearing the sound of a bolter. Like, it's, I don't know what it is, like the sound of a bolt shell going off. Like playing Rogue Trader, I'm not even gonna hold you, I love playing Rogue Trader.
Blockage is no more.
Just pulling out my bolt rifle and just hitting the auto fire with a pow, 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 pow. I love that sound. It's so satisfying. Satisfying hearing the bullet explode. Satisfying to heal the kill. I might be a little sick in the head. We don't know yet. The Emperor says I'm still fit for battle, so who am I?
Clear a path to the gate station.
But anyways, yeah, I got it before some time. Running I was playing.
Dead. Rid yourselves of its
Sector.
repugnant influence, brothers.
And that introduction got me into like, at first I wasn't really like caring too much. It was just like, oh, cool sci-fi game, bro. You know, I was like, oh, Command and Conquer, you know,
Your
like,
point?
well, not really
What
Command and
stirs your
Conquer, because it's not like
passion,
it's
if not
based.
combat?
Like, you don't have like
Preparing for
base,
combat.
Your heart is as cold
upgrading
and
or none
still
of that.
stone.
It's more so
It merely steadies my aim.
just like unit based, almost like 40K tabletop. I ain't even gonna hold you out looking back on it. I really want to
The
go to
army
like tabletop
provides.
40K because like some of the abilities and some of like the Overwatch and all that good stuff, like it kind of gives me that vibe. Even though I never had the pleasure of being able to play
Victory
tabletop, I do want to get Astrophill army together. I don't know why. I just love the concept of regular human beings with flashlights just going up against some of the worst things in the galaxy. And having the balls to stare that shit in the face and say, for the Emperor. The Emperor protects. Like, you see a horde of Rippers and Termagants, and you and your best friends that you've only known for about 5 hours, that you grew up with for like 5 hours, like they're standing side by side, life in each other's hands for the past 5 hours, just gonna get swarmed. Like, yes, death is approaching. Like, it's literally a tide of death. You know this, or may not know this. I don't know. It depends on how devoted you are to the God Emperor or the Master of Mankind. Whatever you subscribe to. I'm not even going to tell you that you should definitely worship the God Emperor as the Master of Mankind and the Savior of mankind. He's the reason why we exist, and the Emperor protects always and ever. And if you don't believe that, then you deserve a bolt shell. You should definitely go see your nearest commissary. So, again, I got off topic again. Like I said, I got into 40K, and then that's whenever I finally identified 40K as Game Workshop. So I started looking at online because I'm a lore type of dude. I really get into things from the lore. That's why I'm a big Star Wars fan for the longest. It's just because of the deep lore behind, you know, George Lucas's work. And I'm talking about like expanded universe, like, you know, so the new Jedi Order, not that shit that Disney did, but like when Luke Skywalker and Mary J.
I may
Skywalker,
occasionally
you
sound
know,
like a champion,
had the
but I
3
follow our
kids,
primarchs.
or not the 3 kids, but
The battle
well, Han
is
Solo and Leia had the 3 kids,
Close
Anakin,
enough.
Chase, and I forgot the girl's name. and like Mara Jade was pregnant with Luke's child, and then like Darth Maul came back with his apprentice Darth Talon, and like all that good stuff, and the Yusheng Bone. Like I'm big on Star Wars for all that, and then like the Old Republic was like my favorite era, with like Bane. Bane was like one of my favorite Sith Lords. Also Malgus. God, I can't remember his name. The Emperor. It starts with a V. But yeah, him, Revan, like Traya. Like I was, as you can tell, I was big on Star Wars, and then like I said, I discovered this. Started looking up online. And I started watching like West Hammer war videos, which I'm gonna tell you right now, I love West Hammer content. And then eventually I found Lysander and Coda. I think they was just starting their channel up for the Warhammer part of the events. And like from there on, I just died. And I think one of the first legions I fell in love with was the Iron Warriors. I fell in love with
This is
the
Commander
grim
Intel. You're surrounded and outmanned.
determination, and just the
Urgent
extreme
need for
pettiness.
assistance.
Peter
We'll
Turbo.
reinforce this position.
And I like to read a lot too, so that was another thing. Once I discovered the
Cathedral gates must be shut to hold on to this sector. Defend the generator loops until we have enough power to close the gates. We cannot be allowed to fail.
So like the Hammer of Olympia was I'd say it's like one of the first big books I read. The actual very first book I read, 40K, was a Sadie Mitchell novel. Kind of just came and became like one of my favorite characters.
Gargoyles are attacking the generators.
Like Charles and Neil is more as far as Space Marines. Kato Sicarius, Severus, and I'm not talking about Savage.
The generators are being attacked from the air.
He was a Night Lord. Sigismund, Gemini, Templar's character. Cypher to this day is always like a good character. I like the mystery of Cypher. The rabbit hole of Cypher. And like the fact that like who the fuck Cypher is. Anyway, getting off track. But yeah, so I started reading the Kyber Canon. I think the one I read first was literally one of like the earliest.
Power reservoir at 25% capacity.
Early chronological adventure. It was the Gravelax campaign. I think it was called.
Zeta generators are being swarmed.
Or the Emperor's Finest. I have to go back and check again. But it's basically like when he first meets the Valhalla. It wasn't even 597 back then. It was the 2 Valhalla Regiment.
Xenos are destroying the Zeta generators.
Anyways, just get through all that. Skip watching all those wars.
Halfway there, my lords.
40K, and it literally became like my favorite sci-fi universe. Even though, for the life of me, I can't just believe that I was sacred. I would never want to be in this universe. And if I was in this universe, I would have to be a governor of the world in the Ultramarines, Ultramar. And this has to be after Dark Imperium, because I'm not trying to deal with Grandfather's Plague. I don't want to see 40. That's just not but other than that, and even then, I still don't in this universe, because like I just picked something that potentially is like the best thing ever. You're in Ultramar, which is one of the best places. I'm just gonna let you know that right now. In my opinion, and probably most people, if you live in Ultramar, you're already a lot of people. Unless you're
Energy reservoir is nearly full. Just hold them off a little longer.
There's a portal. There's a deep portal.
The gates are shutting.
It's custodian finals, and they've had multiple demonic incursions. So, yeah, you know what? Ultramar is probably better than Terra, so it's crazy. yeah, Governor I have in the highest. The only thing I gotta worry about is if Mortarion or any one of his death guard monkeys was to brand
I heard tales of the prowess of the Ultramarines.
ship into the Spire.
Never expected to see it with my own eyes.
But, you know, it's probably like the best position you ever get in 40k. Because anywhere else sucks, and dealing with
Viridian,
anything
I have
else
deployed a Redemptor
sucks.
Dreadnought in
If
your
you
vicinity.
can be in a regular
Let the
citizen
infantry defend the
and,
stronghold.
you know,
Rendezvous
Ultramar
with the
would
Dreadnought and drive the
suck.
Thousand
Because, like,
Suns out of
hive worlds
Ecclesiarchy
are
Cathedral. This is
really
the best
shit.
chance
Like,
we
it's
can
like,
give the Cadians to
what's that
control
wall
this sector.
city? Like, Kowloon? The wall city? It's like Kowloon times 100. Like, if Krillin took the Kowloon and constructed it over the time skip from Dragon Ball Z to Dragon Ball Super, and then came with Kowloon times 100, that would be like the lower levels of Hive City living. Because, like, I mean, it's hard to fathom like how big a Hive City is. Like, some of these maps on this game actually will give you a good scaling. So, and then that plus, you know, like I said, I play Rogue Trader a lot.
Together
It's
we
more
go.
like a top-down, like almost like how Baldur's Gate 3's camera is, except you can't get over the shoulder like this. It's gonna stay top-down. But you know that, Dark Tide and Space Marines 2. Like, if you play those 3 games, you'll get a good idea exactly like how high these heights are
Eldrake class
and
heretic
how low
engine.
they can go. Because
Witchcraft bleeds.
I put you like this, like there's some like
The Thousand
in
Suns
matter of fact,
conjure
in Dark Tide
reinforcements.
actually.
Expect
what is
continuous
that place
enemy
called? It's
reinforcements until the warp rift is closed.
Turters, something like that.
Walters, Squad Viridian requests your current
The
location.
top of the spires is outside the planet's atmosphere. Okay, I'm gonna say that. Like, first off, can you imagine living in a city built on top of a city, built on top of a state, built on top of a city, built on top of another state, built on top of another state, built on top of a city that overlooks everything? You're so far in the stratosphere that you have a clearer view of space than you do of the ground of the planet that you're on. That's like beyond wow to me. But with most Hive cities, like this, it doesn't stop at ground level. Like, some of them goes miles, meters. I don't like, just so far deep underground as well. And like the parts that collapse under the weight of the rest of the Hive City just get sealed on top of until that collapses, and then seal that up, and you know, the cycle continues.
Viridian stands by your side.
And you gotta think, like, the pure logistics of dealing with that is insane.
Stay near
Like,
the
and the
honorable
way I look at it, I
dreadnoughts
look
until
at
our
it like a
paths
cup of water,
converge.
bro. If I'm at the top of the spires and I take a cup of water and I let it trickle down a pipe, and that pipe goes down so many levels, that water collects so much, you know, whatever extra stuff, it trickles down to, like, I don't even want to call it middle class, like but as
Let
it
us
trickles
march
down, it's gonna
unhindered.
gather so much like grime, sludge, and other like biological agents and shit.
Another
And then
tyrannical
eventually
monstrosity to
it
extract.
becomes not even water. It's something completely different by the time I get to the bottom. And people live off of that. You know, that's fucking disgusting.
A twisted spear carrier awaits our challenge.
Call it water.
From the abomination comes towards us.
If it's molded, then that means you got mold. Like, I'll tell you that right now, that's crazy. Like, the mold adds the flavor to make it more drinkable.
As grotesque
That's crazy. But yeah, no, like, just the pure logistics of a Hive City is just
My war gear
wild
is
to me.
satisfied.
So it's easy to see how Chaos Infestation can get there, because, like, you know, you take that place where, like, the very lower of the lowest don't have no way to keep itself like that stacking. So of course Darwin's influence can easily permeate. And you know, I'm what, tens, thousands of meters above you. How the fuck am I supposed to keep your area in line, or even know that, hey, this sector of the city, tens of thousands of miles, meters, whatever, beneath me had just, started a cult? I don't. Not until the cycle pops up and says, death is a false symbol, blows my head up. Then I'm just like, oh shit.
Our ancient brother in battle once more.
But like I said, that's just one facet of 40K. Like I said, this is why I like 40K so much. That's just like one facet, because you don't have to be a nervous stagnation. You can get a bunch of people wanting change. Like a bunch of people just hoping that things will change, and then you get addicted to make some change, turn you into a chaos spawn, which is those little amalgamations of flesh blobs, because you have no willpower to be able to keep your individuality, and you're fucked. You're just a spawn of chaos. There to cause the most issues. But this is what happens. Hell, you don't even have to be chaos, which is the arch enemy of humanity. That's what humanity deems its arch nemesis, is chaos. It doesn't tell you about chaos. The regular person doesn't need to know about chaos. And if you know about chaos, report to your nearest inquisitor. I'll tell you that right now. We shouldn't even be having this conversation. I'm probably gonna get back here soon once I get done with this recording. So, oh, my mouse. But yeah, it doesn't even have to be chaos. It could be gene stealers. And I'm not talking about people that go into shopping centers and steal genes. No, I'm talking about gene, as in your genetic code stealers. And basically, what they are just another form of material, infestation. It's basically the Tyranids whenever they inject bomb. So what happens is you'll get maybe a ship would be getting flying through the void and come under attack by a Tyranid ship, or the supplies that came from this agri world may be tainted. Somewhere, somehow, Tyranid genes are a thing, and there's a gene stealer somewhere. They're always. That's why they say they're in your walls. Somehow, some way, it doesn't matter. Any kind of excuse you can come up with is how it's gonna happen. Okay, you got a gene stealer, and it's in your walls, and you never really know that you have a whole gene stealer infestation. Because, of course, again, like I told you about earlier before, with you really think people are not going to get any type of mutations living in that squalor of filth? You know what I'm saying? A dude with a third arm coming out of his back. You think that's normal? Because it's not.
His will.
But at the same time, as long as you don't let any really devout Black Templar system as long as you can avoid those guys shooting your eye. To the regular person down in the dumps, you see a nigga in 3 arms talking about fighting power to the people. This is the regular nectar. Great nigga at the center. But lo and behold, that's a G story. I think they're actually called Kellamorphs. Heroes, basically. There's a whole system. I really just because of the fact that I'm playing the game right now, and I'm trying to avoid not actually dying while talking to y'all about this shit. I really can't think too clearly on exactly the whole definition. But basically, long story short, is you start with a father, and that father is the alpha. He goes around in the sewers. Maintenance shafts. He's literally alien from the sky, you know what I'm saying? He's in the walls. And if he catches you in a dark alley, he gives you a kiss. And that kiss impregnates you with the Tyranid strain. But not literally. And it's not literally a kiss. It's literally like Ridley Scott coming in. He catches you in a dark alley and like this, what is it, proboscis? Is that what they call it? Like this little tooth thing comes out of his mouth and it literally like punctures you. And it scrambles your DNA with Tyranid. And now you're a Gene. And you just get this urge to just want to mate and copulate and fuck and, you know, spread the genes. And then basically you'll form a cult. And this cult is going to be a gene stealer cult. And the people who are in this cult, like, when they, you know, copulate and have children, they're gonna have these fucked up mutant baby things. But where the Tyranids have like this psychic power, they basically Jean Grey you and make you think that, well, I'm pretty sure it's a better explanation. They Shinji you. No, they eyes in you. There we go. They eyes in you and make you think that it's a regular looking baby when it's a baby Captain King. And you over here looking at it and it's saying Gaga, which in reality is probably like screeching and binary alien tone. Whatever. But anyways, that's how this cult starts. So it goes from like 1 to 3 to 7 to 100 to 2,000 to a revolution. Like, wow. But that's kind of how it goes. And once a gene stealer cult actually because they try to infiltrate like the structure of government. So like as they start growing and spreading, they'll start like having governor aides or hiring you military officers or, you know, your local senator or
revitalizing relic of ancient days.
That gives me a revive. So whenever you're seeing solo player, the little trick that I do is every time you go down the first time you receive a mortal wound when you get rezzed by your AI. So once you go down with that mortal wounds, you're gonna hit the next line because that's just it's GG's. So what you do is you get yourself in and then you pop that relic so that way it rezzes you and also gets rid of your mortal wounds, so that you go back to having an extra life. So that's why you always want to get one of those Guardian relics when you're soloing with bots. Saves you from having to, you know, do the whole mission over. Because like I said, me playing this mission takes a long time. Looking at my record, we're about like 32 minutes, 33 minutes into this now. And I'm pretty sure I'm like maybe halfway, maybe. Now, I could have sworn that somebody was calling reinforcements over there. I guess not. I guess they got scared of some real ones. But yeah. But as you can tell, I love Tyranids. The Tyranid faction are actually like my favorite faction. There's I guess maybe it's because the simple fact that like as a kid I watched Starship Trooper and I thought that was a cool movie. When I started playing Helldivers 2, I was thinking Terminix. You know? Oh shit. So that's a trick. Okay, I'm gonna just go ahead. Because I've been talking about like me loving Warhammer, and I have not explained not a damn thing that's been going on. Just hoping that you already know. Oh shit. But yeah, that's a dreadnought. So dreadnoughts are basically space marines who receive favors. Now, okay, I'm gonna just assume you already know how beast a space marine is. So you take that, okay, and you hurt it. You mortally wound a space marine, but he's still alive, right? And he gets recovered from the battle. Ooh, almost got me. He gets recovered from the battlefield by his battle wounds, okay? They put him in this big ass machine called a dreadnought. That's what that is. Well, this is a chaos mix. But basically, like, I'm gonna tell you right now, you read about dreadnoughts, you learn about dreadnoughts, they sound like, you know, big hulking Cuban tank things, you know what I'm saying? Like really something beastly. But realizing how fast a dreadnought actually
vengeance,
moves
serve the
is more
Emperor and the name.
as a big hulking machine. Like just look at how big that thing was to me, and that shit moves fast. Now that one's 1,000 Suns dreadnought, 2,000 Suns of battle wizards. That's pretty much what they are.
Behold
A
how the
bunch of battle
heretics
wizards,
flee before your undying
Space
wrath.
Marines,
Traitors eradicated.
and the dreadnoughts can also use magic. What a bitch. So think about that. A dreadnought psyker is actually kind of wild. That would probably scare the shit out of me, but yeah, this is a Chaos Dreadnought. They call them Hell Brutes. That would be where the sarcophagus is on an actual Dreadnought, and the body of the Space Marine that's mortally injured would be placed inside of there to operate the Dreadnought. Fun fact, so the Space Wolves, I'm not a big fan of, but they apparently have 3 dreadnoughts that are brothers, right? And all 3 of them brothers are Wolfman of Space Marines. Because what happened is Stephen Rust, my marker of the Space Wolves, had his genetic code.
You cast down a foul beast this day,
The
venerable.
Canine Helix.
Ultramarines, praise the Emperor.
Side note, did you see how that motherfucker just like spun and slapped the shit out of that
This
fucker?
is Archdeacon Zonir. I am hidden inside the cathedral. Heretics.
That was
this
like, I'm telling you, bro, 40 games
slaughtered my garrison
they
of
did
Canadians
justice to
with
Space Wolves too.
dark
But back to the
rituals.
fun fact. So, Wolfmen are space wolves who know where
I never got to use them against the
for the most
archenemy.
part, lose their minds. They're very volatile, very dangerous individuals. But there's these 3 brothers that all became wolves, right? And they still retain their sentience, their mind, their sound mind, kind of.
Gather the explosive charges
But
and
these
place
3
them.
brothers all was injured, right? All 3 of these motherfuckers got dread, and all 3 of these niggas are wolves, right? So like the Space Wolves don't even
Source and set blast charges.
like activate all 3 of them because I'm gonna tell you right now,
Explosive charge.
and this is just from watching. Like 1 dreadnought is enough to clear a battlefield. Like if we had to storm this area right here, like this is perfect. 3 Space Marines, give me like maybe like 2. Nah, give me 1 company of some Cadians and Kriegsmen, a squad of 3 Space Marines, actually make it Death Watch Space Marines, then give me a Dreadnought. Yeah, I would clear a sector of the city out, no problem. Like, Dreadnoughts are
Explosive charge is planted.
ridiculous. Like, just walking monuments of firepower and wrath, and I love it. But, yeah, the Space Wolves, 3 of them that are wolves, and these
The
guys
chains of the Lord.
move fast and do like the way they like operate their dreadnoughts and like are able to twist and the mobility of them is ridiculous. That's just a very scary thought. And like I said, the Space Wolves only would resurrect, like they will only not
The armory provides.
because they're all usually put in like deep sleep. Because these are ancients. These are like battle brothers that's been moved over a long time ago, and like they're interred in these dreadnoughts like a sarcophagus. So like they're only awakened when they're dead type shit. You don't just pull a dreadnought out of storage for no random bullshit. You need to. There's a good reason why a dreadnought needs to be. And I think there's only been 1 time that the Space Wolves actually had to
This
unleash all 3
desecrated
Wolfman brothers
sanctorium
dreadnoughts,
down.
which
Bury these
whoever they
heretics,
unleashed it against, because
so
I need
they
to go
never
and
see
find
starlight
that
again.
book or
Trigger
that
the charges and
material,
advance
I
to the
don't know,
egress point before
book,
the
a
cathedral
codex
falls.
or anything like that. But I need to read all that because just to imagine that is terrifying.
I am grateful for your
The whole
offer,
story is short, it's
Ancient
just
One,
terrifying.
but my place is here.
But yeah,
I will speak
since I'm
prayers
just,
of
like, talking about it,
consecration.
like,
over the cathedral's
Bitch.
final
Oh my god,
moments.
that's the chaos spawn.
Understood.
The traitor tasted the Imperium's justice. Behold, the true horror of heresy.
And I have a bad habit
Must
of not
contain
taking
the
my
heretic assault until the charges detonate.
you know, I apologize. And it's hilarious because I'm literally at the end of the level. And I finally decided to use my abilities. Oh shit, is that a help room? You hear that auto ulti going off, nigga? That's toxic. Whatever. That's that sound.
A commendable engagement, Ancient One. Disruption successful. Viridian, return to the Resilient for rearmament and prepare for your next deployment.
That was good. Some good coke. I'm a big coke guy, I'm not a Pepsi kind of dude. I just got hit. I know y'all heard that trigger. I got hit. I just got hit by somebody. After all that shit got blown up in the cutscene. And I got hit by something. It's crazy. But yeah, as far as like, you know, Space Marine Legions, like I said, when I got into it, my first favorite Space Marine Legion was the Iron Warriors. Of course, you know, being at 40K, I was dunked headfirst in the Ultramarine propaganda, like just blueberry everywhere, which is not really bad nowadays. I really don't mind it too much because I do kind of like the Ultramarines now. At first, I kind of just hated them because they had the most screen time. I was just like, yo, like, give it to somebody else. Like, you know, what about the White Skulls? Nobody notices the White Skulls. You know what I mean? Like, Mongolians on jet boats, building Wandowns and laughing and having fun. Like, sign me, you know? The Dark Ages is another one. I was just like, okay, so these are Space Marines. If they was back in medieval Europe, hanging with Arthur on the Round Table, trading top governments, FBI secrets, and being as paranoid as a 9/11 conspiracy theorist. Like, so I was like, I like the kind of cool, the Primarch Lionel Johnson. I think is like one of the few Primarchs that has like just such a hard name. That name is fire. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the L. Johnson, or maybe because this nigga's name is Lion, and they call him the Lion. But also, maybe it's because like his name means Lion of the Forest, because in 40K, L. Johnson means of the forest. I don't know. You know, so but Lionel Johnson, that's fire. That's a fire name. Okay. That's the first legion. And then the third legion is Fulgrim and his Emperor's Children. I'm gonna tell you right now. If you like the Emperor's Children, you might as well listen to me. There's nothing but hate for them coming from me. I will never ever give them. No, that's a lie. Okay. They have one saving grace. The only saving grace for the Emperor's Children is the ancient Bible. That's about it. That's about it. Ah, shit. Okay, I'll take it back too. What's his name? Saul Tarvitz. Yeah, I think his name was Saul Tarvitz. He was one of the casualties on Ishwan. Northern Trip. Not Ishwan 5, not the massacre, but Ishwan 3, when they got exterminated pretty much, and then had Anglos sicked on them. which that's bullshit. I'll tell you right now. If I'm on a planet as a transhuman Astartes, an angel of death, and I am just cutting swath through the planet militia that's rebelling, and they're heretical mutants that are using like sonic warp abilities, and we win, right? Only to look up and see my own people shoot a life-eater virus bomb onto the planet. And let's say somehow I survived that by instilling myself in an airtight bunker before it even landed. I had prescience, and I knew it was coming, you know? Or I heard Saul Tarvis this morning as he was racing towards the planet side after the Daniel Garrow escaped from the palace, which I'm dropping lore from novels. I'm just telling you that right now. But let's just say that I survived that life-eater virus bombing, because life-eater virus literally turns you into goo. You turn into Mayuri Kurotsuchi from Bleach when this nigga got banged up by Uryu in the Soul Society arc. You turn into a puddle, okay? And you did. I don't care if you're transhuman, a god, you're getting melted. Fuck you, you know? So, but let's say I survived that, okay? First off, my peoples tried to X me out, you know what I'm saying? They tried to KIA me. Crazy work. And, you know, that life-eater virus settles in the air, so, like, it's in the atmosphere. Like, this is not just like, oh, I hit you with, like, a smoke artillery round or something. Nah, I'm bombarding the planets. I'm trading the atmosphere from oxygen to life eater. From O2 to fuck you. That's what I'm doing, okay? And afterwards, when I'm just like, alright, I'm gonna have to sit here and wait it out for, you know, the life eater to dissipate. And next thing you know, there's more fire coming from the skies. This time, it's just one, and that one shot just sets off the cataclysm of a firestorm that engulfs the whole planet. So anything that survived that life-eater virus and came outside thinking they was sweet are now getting fucked up by just a global firestorm. Again, I don't care if you're a 7-8 foot tall, 4-door sedan, power armor wielding transhuman demigod. I don't give a fuck. You're dying, okay? Today is the day that you're gonna meet the God Emperor, okay? But let's say you survive that too. Then your brothers, these niggas you've been campaigning with for hundreds of years, are now sent down the planet side to come fuck your shit up because you had the audacity to survive that, okay? And it's not just like your own brothers, but your cousins from other legions that was in the planets, in the system too. And that's taking a little too long. So one of your cousins' dad comes into town and just absolutely just fucks everything up. I.e. Angron. Like, bro, I survived a 2-stage exterminatus. And my own brothers trying to kill me for days. Mind you, I'm on a planet with no supplies. My supplies is with you. The ones who have betrayed me and left me for dead. Who's like, nigga, you are not loyal enough to the War Master for us to trust you. So, I'm probably scavenging my fallen brothers that I had to slay. Or has been slain that was fighting beside me. Just for ammunition. You know? Then you sick this nigga Angron on me. And I know that's not how it really went down. I know that Angron got impatient and just made Planetfall because he was just not feeling Horus's like method of getting rid of these people. He was just like, let me just go down there and butcher, kill, maim, burn. You know what I'm saying? Kill, maim, burn. About to get a tattoo of that. Kill, maim, burn. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of that corn. Ooh. But yeah, he just makes Planetfall, and you just see this nigga drop to the earth. Like, soon as he gets out the pod, right? He's immediately, you already know your cousins and the World Eaters are some beasts, okay? Like, your cousins are like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Idris Elba and almost said Steven Seagal. We all know that was a joke. But like your cousins are like Arnold Schwarzeneggers and Idris Elbas and Jason Statham, and their father Don Torino just drops from the sky and just starts blasting and slaughtering all of those niggas with his twin axes. Or in modern times, like double barrel shotguns in both hands, you know what I'm saying? But still, anyways, long story short, you got a bunch of badass, coked out, blood driven trans beings on the field that is already dangerous. And the father comes through. And wants your head on his axe, because there's no fucking pike. Like, what did I do to deserve this? Like, for real, bro. But now what I just discussed that happened in one of the earliest books of the Horus Heresy novel series. That was actually book. That was actually, I think, mostly book 2, like the second half of book 2 and all of book 3, which, man, I have I have it on my Google eBooks, because I do like my audiobooks and reading, my audiobooks and being able to read them as well. Let me go to my library real quick. I'm pretty sure it's in here somewhere. Hold on a minute. Okay, so the first one was Horus Rising, and then it was False Gods. So book 2 is False Gods. I'm reading a little bit of the book so I can just make sure that this. Yeah, okay, so yeah. So book 2 is False Gods, and then book 3 is excuse me, Galaxy in Flames. So those two, actually, honestly, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're a reader, if you really want to read some good books, I'm gonna tell you right now, most Warhammer 40k authors hit. It's never a miss. With any of the novels I've read from 40k's list of like authors, it just always hits. Whether it be like Graham McNeil, Gav Thorpe, James Swallow, David Annandale, Aaron Dembski Bowden, Chris Wright, Sandy Mitchell, what's my goat's name? Dan Abnett. Like, yeah. Chris Wright, Guy Haley. I'm trying to think if there's other ones that I know offhand. Let me look at my books. Josh Reynolds. I think I said Guy Haley. But yeah, like, most of the books slaps. I'm as a avid book reader and an avid 40k fan, it's amazing. I love the books. Now, I will say this: most of them are slow to get into the action, but that's only because it's building you up for it. Like the character growth, the immersion, like, it's there. And I kind of like noticed in certain authors, like, the way they structure the book, like especially in the Horus Heresy, like usually you're gonna be having your main character Astartes, which is the point of view you're mostly gonna be looking through. Like, for example, with those books that I was telling you about, Horus Rising, False Gods and Galaxy in Flames, the first 3 books of the Horus Heresy novel. Definite must read. Definite must read. I'm gonna tell you right now, definite must read. Listen to it if you have to. I've found sites that has allowed me to listen to it with good audio production, good voice acting for it. Very good books. One of my favorite Luna Wolf characters or Sons of Horus characters, Garvey or Loken. Wasn't a big fan of Horus. Wasn't a big fan of the Sons of Horus. Wasn't a big fan of the Luna Wolves. I mean, that's the name for them. It's the, oh god, what are they, the 15th? Hold on, no. Because Ultramarines are 13th. The World Eaters are the 12th. The Death Guard are the 15th. So the Sons of Horus are the 14th Legion. Because the 16th is the Word Bearers, and the 17th is the Raven Guard. Yeah, I think I'm right. It's been so long since I've actually just sat there and tried to remember like the number for each legion. Like, it should be Sacred Nature, but like I said, for some of the legions, I really don't care too much for. The Sons of Horus was definitely one. The only time I actually really cared about them is probably in the 40k setting where they became the Black Legion under Abaddon the Despoiler. And I think it's mostly just because I kind of like Abaddon. He kind of grew on me. Korn, he grew on me big time. Honestly, a lot of Angron's whole thing like kind of grew on me. I was not a big World Eater fan. Big barbarian savages with axe and bloodlust, and blood for the blood god and skull for the skull thrones, and blood for the Primarch and skull for the Emperor, whichever quote you want to use for them. Just purely heretical. I don't know how the fuck the Emperor didn't see that coming, or didn't see that at all. I really don't. Like, come on now. I have a legion of niggas saying blood for the Primarch, skulls for the Golden Throne. This is back during, like, this is pre-heresy. This is like unification of Terra and the Great Crusade, like to find his son's era type shit. And like, I have a group of these now, and I'm the one who knows about the 4 Chaos Gods. I'm the one who knows that Korn's worshipper knows him as the Blood God, and what they say is blood for the Blood God, skulls for the Skull Throne. And I got a bunch of Space Marines saying blood for the Primarch, skulls for the Golden Throne. Now, I know they don't know nothing about Chaos because I keep a tight lid on it, but how did you come up with that? What did Drewski say? What do you mean by that? Like, they would have got, I would have been like a Lehman, the 12, but for whatever. But I actually started coming to like Angron and his sons a lot. One of the more tragic of all of them. Honestly, I mean, if we're talking about trauma, a lot of them Primarchs got some trauma. Like this family, like, honestly, and that's another thing. Like, if you really want me to like boil 40k is the spell out of a intense family drama between a bunch of gods and demigods. It's literally 18 sons having daddy issues, but daddy has went out to get milk and cigarettes, and he prefers to hang out with your uncle, who's like this regular bum, instead of hanging out with his demigod sons. Like, I mean, it's kind of a debased way to put it, but I mean, it's kind of like the gist of it. I mean, pretty much the Emperor created 21. I'm gonna just keep saying 21. The Emperor created, I mean, not 21, shit, 18. God damn it. I feel like the Inquisition's coming for me, bro. I'm cooked. But the Emperor had 18. Because there's 9 loyalists, so we only know about 9 Primarchs, the 9 sons of the Master of Mankind. But there's really 18 sons because he had 18 legions. But technically, there's 20 sons because there's 2 legions we don't talk about. Which, if you notice me going through, I skipped the 2nd legion. And there's another legion, which is the 11th legion. We just don't talk about that, okay? And from here on in, you'll never hear me talk about it again if you ever even go on my comments, or if you ever, meet me in person, or if I ever see it, I'm really gonna ask you about it, because there's no such thing as a 12th or 11th legion. We just don't know how to count, okay? The Master of Mankind can do anything he puts his mind to, but count to 20, okay? Shut up. Anyways. But technically there's 21, okay? Because one of those Primarchs are actually twins. So, yeah, no, the number gets a little, But anyways, and I'm really just sitting here on this fucking menu, not even picking a map. Do I want to fight Tyranids, or do I want to fight... I like in these new missions that we got from the updates, it's a mixture of Tyranids and Chaos at the same time. Like, this is mostly Chaos, this is mostly Tyranids, but this one is Tyranids and Chaos, and this one is Tyranids and Chaos. So, like, I like that, because back then it was just like Tyranids. Oh man, well, this was the one... Yeah, this is Tyranids, and then it turns into... Chaos, and then Chaos, Tyranids, Chaos, Tyranids, both. I mean, but now I'm just kind of like rambling on. I should probably definitely like structure what I'm gonna be rambling about, but honestly, I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm really just getting on here to play some games, spit knowledge. I'm gonna keep calling it knowledge. You're not gonna refute me on that either. So shut up. And whatnot. But yeah. Wow. So I finally remember why I spun into this hotel. We was talking about getting Exterminatus and having Angron drop down on the planet to come and butcher you after you survive 2 Exterminatus back to back. Like, crazy work. Go check those books out. I'm really telling you right now, you'll really love it. But honestly, it's really hard to recommend people to get into Warhammer 40k novels, because, as I just told you, those are like the first 3 books in the Horus Heresy series. The Horus Heresy novel series is like 64, 65 books or some shit like that. So, like, for example, if I wanted to be like, hey, yo, you want to, peep something that's really cool, if you like the Iron Warriors, you should definitely peep Angel Exterminatus. Well, I'm dropping you, like, in between, like, I think that's what, like, book 24, 25, 26, something, it's somewhere around there. So I'll be like, hey, yo, Angel Exterminatus is actually a very good book if you really like the Iron Warriors, and you want to, see what they was up to during the heresy, and like how they interact with like the Emperor's children, because they do have to like cooperate on a quest to get this air quote weapon that Frogger knows about called the Angel Exterminatus. It's bullshit. I'm not gonna spoil too much, but I would definitely be like, yo, check that book out. But you're gonna read that book and wonder why there's an Iron Head and a Raven Guard talking about we're the Broken Legion and shit, because you don't even know about the Isfahan 5 massacre. And then you're gonna be wondering, like, how the fuck did we get here? Like, it's gonna be so many questions. I can't just drop you in the middle of that. It's very daunting, 40k is, because it's, as far as I know, it's been a thing since like the 80s, and it's just been compounded upon, and we just didn't know this tidal wave of IP monstrosity that we was dealing with. But one thing I do always recommend, like I recommend all my brothers whenever I talk to about 40K, because they probably get tired of listening to me talk about 40K, because I can go all day talking about 40K, because there's so much about 40K that's just so awesome. Like, and I specifically one of my brothers, like, he'll be like, can a Space Marine take on this, that, and the third? I'm just like, dog, okay, so like, do I get to pick? Is it a named Space Marine? Does he wear his helmet or does he not wear his helmet? Does he have a name or is he just Battle Brother AB225? Like, you feel me? Like, cause that makes a big difference, you know? But if I ever was to recommend people get into 40K, the first book I would always recommend is The Infinite and the Divine, which follows Tross and the Infinite and Orc and the Diviner. Hence the Infinite and the Divine. They're Necrons, basically. And the book spans about, like, the book goes through like about 10,000 years worth of, you know, a feud between these two. And the reason why I usually recommend it to people, because it's a standalone novel. There's no prequel, sequel, none of that shit. It's just a standalone. And it really doesn't require you to know too much about 40K. Like, I'm not dropping you into it and being like, okay, so, you know, shit. I mean, I don't really want to spoil, like, any of the books for you, for real, because they're all amazing. They're all really amazing. There's not really any book I can say that hasn't really been satisfying, except for anything that includes the Emperor's Children, because I'm just gonna forever hate on them because, you know, fuck them guys. So that's just my biased opinion. Now, I could be wrong. I'm not, but I could be wrong. But like, basically, I don't have to sit there and be like, you know, you're reading a book and you're like, okay, so Black Templar A has seen a Grey Knight, you know, slay the Changer of Ways on the planet of fucking Armageddon during the Third War of Armageddon, while, you know, the Saltec dynasty was awakening, and there's Ghazghul over there. Now, you're just gonna ask me, who the fuck is Ghazghul? What is the Saltec? What the fuck is a Grey Knight? And what is a Changer? Like, you see all these questions that can come from that. Like, it's gonna, then you gotta figure out, okay, well, why is it the Third War for Armageddon? Is there a book on the Second and First War? Is it really the Third War? Because it's not really the Third War. You know what I mean? So, like,
Scans show the Tyranid numbers growing exponentially within the hub. Retaking those sectors is a lost cause. Bombardment from orbit risks collateral damage, so we need a more targeted approach.
Hive City.
Commandeer a Nova Cannon implosive warhead from Navy supplies in Astra Militara Depot and deliver the payload by rail.
Look at this, look.
We
See
shall
that?
collapse
That's
the
the ground.
superstructure
That's
from
the
below.
ground. That's the ground. That's the ground. Now, you see how big these structures are. So let's use this as a reference point. You know what I'm saying? If that's the ground, we are definitely thousands of feet up. I'm gonna say that. Look at that, because you can barely tell. You can't even tell. You can't even tell. It's hard. It's hard to tell. But anyways, you know, getting over there. Look at that. Just, and you'll see as I go through the level too, because I gotta get. Let's see, which mission is this again? The ballistic engine. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna be traversing. You'll see, but like, look at that. Look how fucking huge that is, bro. And that's going above the atmosphere. Look at that. So like, you gotta think of the. Is that a fucking tornado out there? Are those tornadoes? We just got roaming dust tornadoes. This is just the conditions of 40K. This is the planets we on, bro. Fuck the planet, bro. We I almost said the great word. we pillaged the planet. And we don't give a fuck. But yeah, like, just the, I don't know, man, just the sheer scale of 40K is just
Rely on Auspex
ridiculous.
The battle disturbs Avarax's arid landscape.
But anyways, yeah, I definitely recommend Infinite Divine. You should definitely check that
Conditions
book
obscure the
out.
path. Look for the flashing guideposts.
Like I said again, that's a standalone book. I will always recommend that. Another book recommendation is any Sandy Mitchell book. Prefer like, and I would actually mix that up. It's like you'll notice with a lot of 40K books, like there's a reason why this is called Grim Dark.
The storm
Like they
has
say the Grim
dissipated.
Dark future. Because it's like
Advance
really
while it
not
is clear.
happy endings, like at all. But it's satisfying. So, like for that levity, Caiaphas Cain series, like really delivers it. So not only do you get like the guardsman point of view of dealing with like tyranny, machines, homes, or you know, a Necron Tomb World that you didn't know, Necron Tomb World. Like that's gotta be scary as shit. Like humanity's been living on the planet for like over thousands of years, and like one day your tech priest was digging in an ice cave and there was a wall of ice that was so too thin and you cracked that bitch, and next thing you know you're going down a obsidian like stone hallway with like green cliffs that glow on the wall, and these Egyptian Terminators like wake up and just start slaying. No words, no diplomacy, no warning. Just get up and slay. And if you manage to get the metal is living metal, so it self-repairs. It's literally Wolverine. Necrons are Egyptian space Terminator Wolverine.
Another alien falls to the Imperium's key.
Because like you can put a hole in one and like the Necrodermis, that's what it's called, the Necrodermis, will like start reforming. And even if you like put one like down permanently, like let's say that you take a Volta Carbine and you just spray down the Necron front
Updating
line.
mission log
Well,
to reflect continuous
he's gonna
atmospheric
phase out.
irritation.
And he's gonna go through the reanimation protocol, and he'll be back. Because that's what they do. They got reanimation protocols where the body would just phase out and then they'll go back to the sarcophagus and then respawn. It's complete bullshit. And I swear to God that I call hacks on that. Because like, goddamn. But the thing I was scared is like, you know, you come across that shit.
Prepare
And
for
then,
invisibility.
but anyways, back to that, I'm getting off track here again. So, like I said, I would definitely recommend any kind of Sandy Mitchell books. Sandy Mitchell is the one who writes the Caiaphas Cain books. There's a couple of short novels and like regular novels. All of them are good. I've read one of them actually now. I don't think I've missed one. I'm like 90% sure that I have not missed one. So, alright, I got that data slate. Just ran in here and just found the data slate. So that's what I'm saying. Like you know, fucking schools. But yeah, those would be the books I recommend. Then after that, like I said, I would really recommend those the Start on the Horus Heresy novel, because it's not 40K, it's 30K. It's literally like leading up to the Horus Heresy.
Depot appears secure.
Basically
and
the
devoid
beginning of the Horus
Xenos.
Heresy.
Activate the quartermaster's console and wake the machine spirit.
Really good.
Instructed to load the implosive
You
warhead
get to
onto
see
the
the fall
train
of
and
Horus. It
assist it when
literally
necessary.
starts at the fall of Horus, which like right whenever like veil chaos is like slowly dropping over some people. But like some of the side characters are actually very good in the books. Like for example, or Raider. Oh my god, I can't fucking say his name. The lead fucking bard, the head bard, is a guy named Real Sage. He's like the sage. He's like just one that just like starts about shit. You don't want to be ignorant as fuck. He's like the Galatian. Shakespeare, almost about to be funny and say the Snoop Dogg. That would have been the most horrible thing to ever say. But basically, you get what I'm trying to say. Like, he's literally a dude who goes around. He basically the call remembrance. The title. They go around literally bars. There may be musicians, there may be poets, there may be speech writers, there may be authors. But basically, their job is to chronicle the crusade and the achievements of humanity, coming together in the conquest of the galaxy.
war gear is satisfied.
Said that rightfully belongs to humanity. And so you get Krill Cinnamon. You also get Euphrates Keeler, which becomes like one of the first saints like ever for the Emperor. As far as Space Marines, you get Gabriel Lowe, which you can't go wrong with them. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Like again, like I said, I'm not a big Horse fan. I'm not a big Brutal Wolves fan. I really think you kind of just they're more bland than the Ultramarines. Because like throughout, like you don't see them like, oh, Horse's most famous tactic is called the Spear. You know what the Spear does? We locate where the head honcho is, and we have a strike team of our best niggas just teleport down right there and cut the jugular out, and then we just clip the rest of the mess. It's called the Spear, and it's the most tactical maneuver. Even the Emperor himself did not think of this, okay? The War Master did. It's the War Master because he's the master of offense. Because nobody else could think of just, finding where the head honcho is and dropping a strike team to cut the head of the serpent. Nobody thought of it. In 30,000 years of humanity, we never did that. Horus is a fucking genius. I fucking hate him. That's why his ass went bald. His ass always been bald. Fuck him. But, oh God. Yeah, I had to take a drink. But yeah, so like you get a good cast of characters. Like I said, the setting is amazing because you get to see like Horus Lawless, because he really was just like this charismatic dude that everybody liked, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't like a lion who just had this air of like royalty about him, where like you just wanted to bow to him. He wasn't like Thorn, who's just stoic and like straight downward to the point. He wasn't like Gilliman, who was like the architect of destruction. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't Sanguinius, who was just loved by all because Sanguinius can do no wrong. And like, if you think Sanguinius sucks, then you're literally a spawn of Sanguinius. But Horus was just bad. Like, this nigga had a charisma score of 25, bro. Like, it was just ridiculous. This nigga was just really fucking like it. And he falls to chaos because of the whole-ass nigga named Erebus. And I want you to remember that name because if you ever get a 40K, just know that everything goes back to Erebus. Core favor. Forget about core favor. Like, you'll sit there and be like, oh, it's of course heresy, it's of course, it's his fault. No. Then you'd be like, oh, okay. Well, it was fucking, it was, what's his name? It was Lorgar. Lorgar's the one who did it. I mean, he's the first architect of chaos, you know what I'm saying? No. It was Corphaeon and Erebus, bro. They are all roads, just like in Naruto, how all roads, fuck that. The reason why I don't like the word bearers, Erebus. The reason why heresy, Erebus. The reason why Karn is fallen to chaos is the most bloodiest champion that became chaos, the most bloodiest champion, Erebus. Like, all roads lead to Erebus on that one. I'm sorry. Like, it's funny because they'll be like, Magnus did nothing wrong, and that's a lie. But at the same time, let's not forget, Erebus is the reason, bro. Like, fuck that guy.
Let that one come to reinforcements.
Anyways,
Their swelling numbers
Red
will
Line.
only
Oh,
serve
yeah.
to afford us greater glory.
Basically, there was like a genius person.
Shall
I was almost about to cater to a certain orange person, but people still like him. So you can't use him because nobody likes Erebus. If you like Erebus, you're a degenerate. Just call it like I said, like a Marine officer. Call it like I said, okay? Shit. I gotta pay attention to that. You saw how I fucking suck on that. I'm usually able to just pop that shit, you know, mad easily. It's just second launcher. Come on, please. So now I think I'm wounded. Well, no, I didn't see the actual. Like, if you look at the light bar, you see how it's like a DNA strand. So I'm still good to go. Why the fuck is that? I've never seen that. It's kind of funny. But like once you're mortally wounded, that'll change from like a DNA strand to like I think it's a skull that lets you know that you died or go down and actually dead. So thankfully, I'm still good now. Definitely should look for a guardian relic so that I don't go down. Because I do not want to do. I really hate fucking having to start a mission over. Like if I lose this mission, I'm not starting over. I'm just gonna call it a night because it's like 12:54 at night. I'm not even gonna I'm really kind of tired. Staying up late is a young man's game. I don't got nothing no more. That's my whole shit. But if I win, I'll probably do another mission.
Only to see them falter.
Nova Cannon
kinda
imposes
just like,
warhead requisition.
I keep losing my train of thought
Good.
because like I'm
Escort
also
the payload to the train.
making sure that I'm not dying.
According to facility schematics, there is a transport lift.
But I'm also
that leads to the
trying to
platform.
keep my thoughts congruent on exactly like Biowar. Nigga is just hiding, bro. Oh shit.
Hold to your vows, brothers! The Xenos artillery lives no more.
And this is another example of like the Astartes biology. Like, you know, that's toxin that should just straight up kill you. My nigga got deep up to where he couldn't see clearly. He can still see. He just couldn't see far, technically. And nigga just recovering from that shit instantly. And nigga was just like, oh, I've been poisoned by Magellan from One Piece. Hold a minute. I'm better now, brother. Like, come on, dude. That's cheating. Look at that Tyranid. He just let us up. You know, I see that tail. Bam. Bam. And amen. Guardian relic, baby. I will tell you another thing. Before I came back to this, like last year, we did executions. We was actually like some health back, and it kind of made it a little easy. Not even gonna hold you, because technically, when your health get low like this, all you had to do is just go on a killing spree, and you can get full health like that, just so easily. Now they have it to where executions can get you armor and whatever contested health you have, which contested health is like when your health is going down that white part, that's your contested health. So you can recover that part by doing melees or damage, but like as far as actually healing, to find them.
Lights will
And the
guide
reason I'm
us.
talking about this is because they had regular medication and they added restores, which basically acts like a regen. Instead of me just healing, I'm regenning. And I kind of like it, I ain't gonna lie. I just popped up, like, see how I was just health, and a couple of kills, I'm back to get my armor back. Like, this is how, you know, it was before. And again, this is not me complaining about it. I actually kind of like it like this. Yeah, Space Marines kind of like have cheap biology, coagulate wounds, seconds, take what would be fatal to most people as an inconvenience. But I just felt it was kind of broken that I could literally go from work of death to being a fresh battlefield by just killing a couple of people. So I do like the fact that like they changed it to where it's got to be like a Medicaid skill.
Servitors are instrumental.
And that just gives my armor back. Because it makes sense. Like, the more I kill your kind, the more I'm down. Which means, like, the more pissed I get, the more red I see, the more damage I can take from armor. It makes sense to me. Shut up. But I really do like what they did with Space Marines 2 update, the Tech Marine update. I like the I love the strategy. That's how I like how they. I loved it when they added the siege mode, the survival mode. That was, oh my god, that was awesome. When they added the main base siege mode, that was dope. And I also like now how they added.
This should get the rest of you across.
That would actually, like, if you complete 15 waves, you can get some points to that store. Which I guess I should have like kind of showed you like different customization options. But yeah. And I just noticed I'm rocking with a heavy and an assault. Oh, I'm stacked. My team is a nice ass team. Like, I ain't gonna lie. My favorite lineup is having a heavy and a sniper. Because I just like them to be, I like to have that heavy firepower to like just hold shit down. Especially having a heavy AI, honestly, because the AI sucks to an extent. Look good enough, you know, but in the grand scheme of things, they kind of suck. But the heavy specifically, I like just because of the fact that he can lay down firepower to put them in a executionable state. So like, while I'm doing this right here, he can just literally start. But honestly, the best team would probably be, I said sniper. And I was lying. See what I mean? Keep my armor, like he's just aim waste. Now, if he can aim at this, so I don't have to worry about getting poisoned, that would be awesome. But you know what? You take your victories when you can, okay? And I haven't even looked like to show you like some of the. I've been too busy slaying. Let me get a good representation of what the fuck we at. Okay, so we started over there. We're a little bit
Updating
higher.
mission log to reflect continuous atmospheric irritation.
I was trying to show my audience this shit. You want to be a dickhead and kick up a windstorm. What assholes. Anyways, but yeah, having a Tech Marine and heavy and an assault is probably like my favorite team. With me being the Tech Marine, I like the Tech Marine special abilities. I like being able to having a gun strike being like whenever you see me do that parry, and like it shows that cutscene where he just pulls out a silent arm and just blows the head off of whoever has the reticle. That's gun sight. So the Tech Marine's version, because the Tech Marine usually has like a automatic cannon on their back that can shoot on its own. So your gun strike is basically it doing it. So you can be attacking still in gun strikes at the same time without having to do that slow animation where you just like you don't got to do that. Like I can do this and then still gun strike you while I'm doing this, which is cool. I like that. Which it makes sense because it's a fucking Tech Marine. And I also like when you play as Tech Marines, you can actually find those like spider turrets, and those do damage too. That's a gun strike. That's
Even their champions stand no chance.
and honestly, it's really all about timing. It's really not that hard. Once you figure out certain timings, certain attack patterns, it really is just easy to take it down. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, the Tyranids, I have no issues with them. I think the only thing that really gives me problems is if I gotta fight a Northrop while I'm taking on a horde of other shit, because it's really hard to get a bunch of these little guys out of my way so I can actually maneuver while dodging like those energy balls that you've seen me throwing at like from the previous mission of little flying things, like the little energy balls that throw that tracks and home at you. Like trying to dodge that, getting out of the swarm of those little buggers, and avoiding like the poison like mines that you see on the ground. Well, like you never fight a Northrop by, put it like this, you never fight a Northrop by itself, and that makes it a pain in the ass. Not impossible, it's a real pain in the ass. Please tell me I didn't just conjure up a Northrop. Please tell me that's a Carnifex. God damn it.
Near a throat. That our brothers, they will try to enthrall us.
I will tell you this, I love my plasma weapons. These shits do big damage. Look at this fucker. Look at that damage. Give me a chainsaw, that's all I need. Back up, back up, back up. That's just literally the psychic energy of the Tyranids. The Dare Throw is literally like the height of the psychic might. I'm not even gonna hold you. This right here, that's crazy. Like just to take that shit point blank. You're a beast, like you're a fucking beast for that. To be able to take like a point blank concentrated Kamehameha from the, you're literally taking a blast from like Nappa and but like from something that's like the height of just psychic. Another little thing is like you see when that blocking, just use heavy attack blocking the breaks the block. You know, if you have to soften them up, just hit them with a little bit of hip fire. Sometimes a little hip fire doesn't hurt, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes a little hip fire to, oh my god, was that, it's still Lister. See what I mean? Like, as long as you know the timing and the patterns, straight.
From Xenos.
I like how his ass came out of nowhere though. I'm trying to get the achievements where like you kill it before it even shows itself, which is kind of hard. Because I never know when it's gonna like spawn on the map, so I never know when to take my time and just be like.
Departmental Editorum Ordnance Transfer 3639 loading
Okay,
complete.
no lichter. Like you know what I'm saying?
Manifest
Like,
updated.
and then just hit the corner and be like. there something moving behind him? Nope, there's no liquid. Okay, cool.
They send their strongest. Only to see.
Ain't none of them old little hit, point blank hit fire. Hit them with a little point blank hit fire. Soften them up. You know what I mean? Hit them with that perfect dodge. I'm sorry, was you calling reinforcements?
Strength returns to my flesh.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm probably going to chop this into 2 videos instead of it just being one long video. I don't think somebody's gonna really sit here and like listen to me yap for about an hour and a half to 2 hours about just Warhammer while playing this shit. But
My war gear
like,
is
if this is
satisfied.
something that you're really rocking with, like, let me know. Cause like I said,
Never
I
hesitate fulfilling
love
his
talking about
will.
40k. And whether it be me talking about 40k while playing this, talking about 40k while playing Total War, talking about 40k while playing Rogue Trader, Gladius, I ain't gonna lie, I do got a couple of Warhammer games. I even got Speed Freaks, which is like Warhammer Twisted Metal, but with orcs, which is ridiculously crazy. It's a dope ass concept.
Payload is aboard the train.
But like, if this is something you're erotic with, I definitely would like to play, you know, be able to just sit here and just yap about 40k shit, and just be playing a game while yapping about 40k shit. You know? Even though it's a gaming channel,
Another alien falls to the
you know,
Imperium's key.
it can serve more than one purpose.
The Apothecarium provides.
For the
Oh, the God Emperor.
oh, this is the Black Templar voice, so yeah, he says for the God Emperor. So you better get down with the get down. Or I'm definitely about to ring up the nearest people. You got the what's because we don't fuck with them like that.
Even their champions stand no chance.
Alright, so yeah, I'm at the end of the mission now. This is literally the World War C moment. Look how fast that fucking train went. Look how fast that train went. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm probably gonna slow that down in slow motion. See if I can catch that, but look how fast that train went. You know?
Talassa, I have multiple swarms moving to your location. You have their attention.
That's
Deal
bullet
with them
train shit.
swiftly. We will not get another shot at this.
And I'm getting swarmed by a big, I can't even see where the fuck these niggas coming from. I don't know which way they're coming from. There's some over there. Oh, they're coming from it. Look at that.
Requisition a motive engine. Route the Xenos onto the tracks.
Cogitating proposition. There are engines in service that may be routed along the parallel traffic route. Changes may be made by a dispatcher at the tracks control terminal.
Tyranids on the tracks! Launch train now!
Oh. Hey buddy, I'm gonna need you to do some assumption. Or heavy shit.
Engine reports severe mechanical stress. Failure imminent.
These vile beasts are tearing apart the instruments of our vengeance!
Like for example, look at my health. You see how I'm getting that contested health back from execution? So it definitely does promote being aggressive, but also not like spamming buttons. You want to, make sure that you're timing everything. So I'm trying to make it look like a really complicated. It sound like a really complicated. But that's just the kind of gimmick. Oh my god. Where was your battle representative? Help me.
Conversion operation.
With molten
I ain't
blades
got
shall
no
we
power.
smite.
right
Engine
now.
power charged to 25%.
We at 25%.
Engine charged to 50%.
50%.
Charging system detected. Engine seer requesting to perform rites restoration.
Link your armor to the Mechanicus device. You will need to keep close proximity to the charging station until the reset is complete.
Engine seer requesting to perform rites restoration.
I haven't used my grenades nor my ability. Like, it's not a bad habit, bro. Like, really bad habit, bro. I told you, just give me a chain sword and I'm fine. Stop that. I just prestige recently. I had a perk, like, if I was to, like, hit him with my scanner, and call him for the reinforcement, these people just, like, blow their heads up automatically. I don't have that ability. Oh shit. Nigga really thought he was about to catch me something.
Elite level sequence. Classified.
Get out of here. Ain't nothing wrong with a little fire. Grenade, 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 dodge, another grenade. Get shot. Execution. Number 1 heavy. Number 2 heavy. Execution. That one's gonna be 3 heavy shot. I'm not playing. 2 heavy. 1
Deploy
heavy.
immediately.
Block. Block. Execution.
My war gear is satisfied.
It says massive enemy wave.
On final
I don't see him.
protocols.
I hear something. Still don't see them. I think they're gone. I think I'm the massive wave.
Warhead outbound.
Detonation in 5. Brace for shockwave.
That's another thing. Alright,
No
look,
mercy for any that
okay.
would
I
desecrate
don't give
the
a fuck
Emperor's
what you're
domain.
saying. That was a nuke. Look at the shockwave. That's a
You'll see
nuke.
those
Okay?
bioscans.
That's a fucking
Mission
nuke, y'all.
successful,
Look at the
Thomas.
mushroom cloud right there.
Return to the battle patch.
That's a nuke. See how small that was compared to the hive? Nah, bro. Nah. You're not fooling me. That's ridiculous. Shit is huge. But I've been at it for about 2 hours now. What is it, like an hour of mission? So, but hey, I appreciate you guys just like, sitting in, listening to me yap about 40K, watch me play, Space Marines 2 while I'm yapping about 40K. Definitely hope that, you guys will start tuning in to watching more of my content. Hopefully, I will be able to get. I'm gonna expand now. Like I said, I think I'm gonna go on a Warhammer kick for a bit because, as you can tell by now, just this video alone, I'm massive 40k fan. So like I said, I've already got like a campaign I've done doing in Rogue Trader. I just started a new campaign because I got the Lex Imperialis and the Blood Assassin DLC. And they just they just announced that the Trials of the Infinite DLC is going to be released soon. So I'm definitely going to get that Trials of the Infinite DLC because who wouldn't want to be able to go to Solomon's and be able to go to Charleston's vault and see like the cork he has, or I forgot what them things is called, but it's literally like one of the most feared things that was in the galaxy throughout all time. Like it's the only thing that's dead in his vault. Like he goes past and makes sure that it's dead every time because like it's like a warp fiend thing. So like it can like attach itself to your mind. Enslavers. They're enslavers, that's what they call them. But yeah, I definitely would like to go do this. So I'm definitely wanting to get more 40k content. Like I said, I started the campaign on Rogue Trader. I haven't got far in it, so it's not like you're missing much. And I did record because I mean, if you've played the game, you know pretty much like how it goes for the most part. I've cleared the very intro on the ship, with the uprising. I've done that. I went through the Rikis system. I did record myself playing the Final Dawn and Exterminatus section and the Space Marine section. It's not there. Now it has no commentary, so I'd have to probably go back and add some commentation on there. Which is no problem because I mean, mostly I could just talk about, what the fuck is going on. Because, where I've played it before, I definitely already went through most of the dialogue, so I skipped through a lot sometimes. But I will say, the thing about Rogue Trader I love the most is the dialogue, because it really feels like a video game novel. And also, I love the voice acting of the characters. Really delivers. It really delivers that 40k feel to me. Like for example, listening to Abelard, voice his adoration for the Von Valencia's dynasty, and like his abject horror at not being able to follow protocols or the Rogue Trader doing some wild shit. Because like I don't want to get into spoiling about it without actually going through the which, like I said, I mean, since I'm starting to do commentations with this, I'm definitely want to start expanding. And I do apologize for the sniffles. I might be getting sick, I might not. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, so I definitely would be doing that, and then I can start, doing recordings down, playing through the whole completion. So it would be just like literally from Final Dawn, Exterminatus and onwards. It wouldn't be the intros and the intros in the Rikor system, which I don't feel like it's not that bad. I mean, it's not like I'm gaming on the playground or MK Firearms. I'm not doing full movements. I'm just a regular dude, just playing the game and want to talk, and decided, hey, I should talk to you guys. Show you guys a little bit of the passion that I have for some of these games. Charge starts uses 2 less energy. Energy reserves increased by 20%. Oof. Projectile common shots increased by 25%. Generates 20, but shots charged 20% slower. Ew. When your health drops below 30%, your ammo's reserves restored by 25% of maximum capacity. Okay. Or I get damage radius of charge shots increased. Cools faster, but generates more heat and deals more. So this is the damage tree. You know what? Who doesn't like a little damage? So again, like I said, I do try to make I made all my I wonder how that looks in gold. Cause yeah, I made all my armors like Mac congruent, so that you know. Still gonna keep that, but look at that. That's tight. That's tight. But so of course, I mean, not only do I have my personal chapter colors for my squad, I got my Ultramarine versions of them. So, look at that. Ew. Oh my God, that's fucking sick. That's fucking sick. Look at that shit, bro. And then like my original design was literally just the black version. This is actually my Alpha Legionnaire. Like if I didn't have that pauldron, I'll show you real quick, because I can always just go back. But like if I didn't have that pauldron, you see it? Hydra Dominatus, motherfucker. Anyways. I might actually like change the Ultramarines, like instead of it being all Ultramarine Prelude, I might do something different. But that was just like my lore shit. Like I have my own chapter colors, which is just black with the Necron compound or color for the tent and whatnot. But and then of course this is the Ultramarine chapter. And the fact that they added these capes has been crazy. This is like they've added so much to this game since this first came out, and like it's so amazing. It's so amazing. Any Warhammer game has really had like a lot of love shown to it. Like even Darktide has really had a lot of good updates. Like they added the same time they added the Arbites in Rogue Traders, probably about the same time they added the Arbites class in Darktide, which I wasn't a big fan of the Arbites, but seeing Solomon on Rogue Trader just like literally walk through with his officers, just literally taking shotgun, like just blowing heretics back out with shotguns, and using shields and like electro masons, and like he has a cyber mastiff named Galato, and I find that sick. And the fact that you can have that class for your Rogue Trader 2, like you can have the Blade Dancer class from the Assassin from the DLC, and also for the second class you can, I forgot what it's called, but basically you can have a familiar. They let you choose between, I think it's between a dog, a bird, fuck, I forgot what the other option was, but I ain't gonna lie, I go with the bird, and I call that nigga Anzu. I send a nigga on hunts throughout the ship to go find like heretics and evildoers and like just have them, you know, go feed and shit. You know? Some sick shit, pretty much. But yeah, I'm gonna quit yapping because I'm just gonna keep yapping forever. Definitely, if you like this, you know, give it a like. You know, let me know how you felt about it, opinions and whatnots. Overall, I do hope that you enjoy my content, and I'm gonna be doing my best to upload more soon. So I will see you guys then.